just over a month since I got the 911 in here, and it feels good. As you can see, man, one of the things that always confused me is why black cars get dirtier than white cars. You would assume, I know, this is just a little logic. You would assume whiter cars get dirty because it's white and the dirt's gonna show up. Well, Archie Bunker does get dirty, and especially with the fat tires, it throws, the tires are extended away from the car, so it throws mud and rain and dirt on the side of the car, but it doesn't get dusty like this. Let me just show you. Speaking of dusties, these black cars get dusty. I mean, it makes you have to wash them a lot more. So we're probably going to take the car to the car wash. But after about a month and a half of owning it, I tell you what, man, it's life-changing. And it's not because it's a luxury vehicle. It's because, you know, a lot of people appreciate what the vehicle means. It means something. It's like a beautiful woman. You come in somewhere with a beautiful woman, people are going to assume that you achieved something, so much so that that woman's willing to be with you and be seen with you. All right. Now, that doesn't take much in our country anymore, but achieving something like this, it means that you sacrificed, that you risked, that you became something enough to own this, or you stole the money. Or you bad with money, whatever it means that. So I'm enjoying it. Wouldn't trade it, the experience so far, for anything in the world. Sometimes I do miss driving my regular car, so I'll drive my BMW and I'll drive Archie Bunker. But to drive this around on a beautiful day like it is in Southern California, it's just, you know, one of those things, man. Let's check this out, and I'm going to take you over here. We're about to go to the butchery. And it's a place where I pick up some of the best quality meat here from a butcher. I love picking up meat from butchers. All right. I don't know. Do I need to say pause after that? But I love doing that. It's because it's an authentic experience. It's not like going to your supermarket or your super grocer. You go somewhere where they just specialize in cutting meat, trimming the fat, and presenting it to you so that you can make the best use of it. Yes, it's more expensive. It is more expensive. It's just a little bit more of that authentic nostalgia feeling that you have. We're going to talk about, you know, catching up with the times and reinventing yourself. We're going to talk about that later, where men need to do that. But I come from an old school where we went out and we actually, before we purchased something, we got to feel it. We got to see people actually doing the process of creating it. And now we don't do that anymore. We actually do things online. We actually just, before we buy it, we just look at it online. We look at some pictures. We don't go feel it. We actually just go ahead and purchase it. Take a look right here behind me. And that right there, we're on Pacific Coast Highway yet again, but that's the beach and that is the ocean right out here. We're in Newport Coast. And check this out. You know, while you're putting your order in, you can come right here into some of these chairs, one of these chairs, and take a seat right here and get one of these fantastic views. This is one of the things that you need to do. Just take some time, spend some time, and decompress. Enjoy the beautiful nature, man. Enjoy the beauty that this world has given us and that men and women are destroying. As you can see out there, the smog is thick. It must be windy today. It is thick out there. That's Catalina Island right out there. Beautiful, man. And now I'm decompressing. I feel like I want to take a nap right here. I definitely deserve one. House cleaners are at the house today, so this gives me a time to do my vlogging. Let's go get some meat. Apologies for the brothers who don't eat meat. I'm gonna catch some stuff in here. She's helping me put together a couple of things for burgers, which I do on the weekends, which I'm probably gonna do Saturday if I don't go out of town. And then I'm gonna do probably a New York strip steak, just keeping it simple today, and pick up some seasoned chicken. So I'm gonna pick up some of that. And get ready for the weekend and the football games. The Raiders are off this weekend, so it is what it is. But check these out. These are specific burgers right here. They have a filet mignon burger, which is filet burger is a little more tender. Smokehouse burger, which is half brisket, half beef. Then they have like an 85-15 blend with your hamburger meat and bacon cheddar jalapeno burger in the back right there. All kind of meats, any cut of steak, KC strip, T-bone, all right, filet, prime, beef over here, New York strip right here, all of those things. And this is like what I was describing, the experience of seeing this in the real, you know, in the realm. It's a little bit better than getting your prepackaged, shrink-wrapped meat that you get at the grocery store. So I'm going to pick up a couple of things right here, then I'm going to boogie on to the next spot, which is the car wash. Thank you. All right, have a good one. All right, we got that done. I got some asparagus. I believe it's a cilantro lime marinated asparagus. And then I'm going to cut the tips off and tear the tips off. Yes, the asparagus tips. And I'm going to tear those burgers up this weekend watching some college football and working, as you know. Absolutely nothing stays the same. Look at that, man. Premium gas. $5 plus. You probably can't see it. Plus gas is about to hit $5. Luckily, I got a truck that drives flex fuel. This bad boy, $3.39. Got to get that flex fuel. But nothing stays the same, and that's the reality of that. We're going to talk about that later. We're going to get that car washed right now. Nothing stays the same. That baby. Let's talk about this 90% rule that I have in relationship to women. How I say, for you, 90% of women can be eliminated from the dating pool simply by determining what type of value you want to set for yourself. Now, I'm not saying 90% of women are garbage. I'm just saying that 90% of them owe no value to you. They hold no value to you. I mean, they may be, you might want to sleep with them or something like that. But other than that, their value is relatively low. I want you to think about this. In our time right now, we pretty much have learned that people are willing to operate on a very low frequency. Okay? That means they ain't hitting on anything in life. They're just overbroke. They're just doing enough to get by, to skate by. As a matter of fact, they're the ones who are complaining about inflation and being like crossed by the government and people lying to them because they're doing just enough to get by on today's numbers. But when tomorrow's values come in, when the gas prices go up that I showed you about, when the price of milk and bread and meat go up, when inflation, when things cost a little bit more than they remember them in 2019 and 2020, they get upset and all of a sudden they don't meet their budgets. A lot of them had to take the poke. They had to follow the mandates, which aren't laws. They had to follow them simply because they were just doing enough to skate by. They weren't hitting on enough to say, well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and walk away from all this. All right, I refuse to do it. Eventually, they had to go ahead and comply. Many of them because they were scared and fearful, or many of them because they had to protect their jobs. This is 90% of people. They pretty much have limited value to themselves and limited value to others. Now, that's just a judgment based on them, and some people are comfortable in that position. You're content. You're content of being that particular person. Well, I'm not. So I'm not willing to operate on a low frequency. Neither am I willing to put up with people who are going to offer very little or low frequency back to me. Therefore, 90% of people get eliminated from the dating pool or the potential mate pool for myself. Now, that's if you become a top value man, a top tier man. And they always say the high value man. But that's just a simple way for you to stop wasting your time. When you actually try to ascend to a higher place, many people believe that these men have better chances at more women. But it's the opposite. More women and most women no longer qualify for that guy. And it makes it tougher for him to actually get into the mate selection process if he wants to. But here's the thing. more of these women are going to throw themselves at that higher tier guy because they believe their low frequency selves can qualify for that guy. So it's actually a mixed bag. And he probably will sleep with these women from time to time if he has nothing else going on. So that's going to happen. So yeah, he gets chances at more women, but in the reality of the grand scheme of things, he's looking for higher frequency women to qualify for it. So I want you to get to that point in life. Most people ain't hitting on nothing. They ain't willing to hit on nothing. They ain't willing to hit on nothing in their own life. So what makes you believe they're going to hit on something when they get with you? Go ahead and X out 90% of the dating pool, 90% of the people, 90% of the businesses, 90% of the employees. They really aren't going to be hitting on you enough to offer you anything. Some of you will get that point, some of you won't. Back in town, back in California after my trip to Miami and Orlando. Now it's time to feel what that Porsche 911 can do up in here. That's what I'm talking about, man. Today, we're talking about men being afraid to reinvent themselves. Okay? Are you the same man you were in 2019 that you are in 2021? I can guarantee you, you're not. Some of you guys have baited the F up in that time frame. And we're not going to get into beta and masculine and all of that stuff and alpha. The reality is this. Sometimes you got to reinvent yourself and stay true to yourself at the same time. I've been fortunate enough to be somebody that worked in several different careers, starting in my 20s, highly successful, 30s, struggled, all right, in my career, in my job, in the type of brand that I was building for myself. And then got into my 40s, which is the I don't give a F years. Once you hit 40s, man, you stop really giving a F about what really people feel about you, and you can actually achieve things in life because you remove that stressor of trying to please people and trying to impress people to get to where you really want. By 40, you build up enough credibility to get to where you really want that the people who don't really accept you for you really don't care about anyway, because what you figure out is they ain't do nothing for you in the first place. 90% rule with women. They ain't did nothing for you in the first place, and they won't do nothing. So why the hell worry about what they have to think? And this goes for not just women, but for people in general. Now, Napoleon Hill has a great portion of his book, Outwitting the Devil, which I tell you guys to go ahead and listen to free here on YouTube. All right, I don't get paid to say this, but he has a great point in his book in which he talks about why men in their 20s and 30s don't achieve what they do once they get to 40. And you're removing that desire, that carnal desire to please yourself, please your salami, and please other people, particularly women and romance and all that stuff. Okay, yeah, men, it takes a lot to build ourselves up in our 20s and our 40s. I mean, 20s and 30s. And if you apply some of these principles that we're telling you that it seems impossible, if you apply these things, you can change your life to the point where when you reinvent yourself, it may take a little bit of time to build that up, but you become the man that you really, really want to be outside of the constraints of pleasing women, outside of the constraints of pleasing your boss. You become your own boss. You become your own boss. Do you know what I was doing in my 20s? What I wanted to be, what I wanted to achieve? Some of it, fortunately, I achieved it. And it allowed me to say, do I really want this? Do I really want this now that I'm in my 30s? And then you might not want it. And then you become something else. But a lot of you guys will live the same life in your years 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. You retire from the plant, you sit back with your fat wife, and then you're ready to die. Woo! Yeah. That bad boy can get up. This bad boy can get up. But look, a lot of people have reinvented themselves, all right? And they change with the times. Okay, what I could do in 2004 is not what I could do in 2014, 2024. It is not. I will fail with that mindset if I bring in 2004 into 2014. If I bring in 2014's mindset into 2021, I will absolutely fail. If you bring in 2019's mindset into 2021, it's about to be 2022. You are doomed to fail. I'm just imagining how you earn money today was almost damn near impossible 5 years ago. And some of you guys are still holding on to the same ideas of earning income that you did back 5, 10, 15 years ago. All right, look at the baby boomers. They're doing the same thing, and they missed the complete technology phase. I'm a Generation Xer, and as a Generation Xer, I've found out how to make money in a way that many younger people are already doing. Okay? Now, you don't have to make money this way, but there's a way to think. You guys got to be global with this ish out here, man. There's a lot of things that you can do here globally now that we have the reach. Also, now that we have the limitations, okay, some of you guys have to decide whether you want to stay in your corporate job and get the poke or not. So not only do we have a global reach, you also have local limitations. You better be designing yourself and redesigning yourself and reinventing yourself to catch up with these times. So a lot of people are holding on to their old selves. And if your old self is not successful, create a new self, but still be true to yourself. And that's the bottom line on this one. That's the bottom line on this one. A lot of people that you have in your life right now will not understand the new person you become. They won't get it. They'll be like, what is this? And like the skin on a snake, you got to shed those people. It's okay. It's okay that you don't understand who I'm becoming. You don't have to accept it, because guess what? More than likely, you're not going to be a part of my life. And it's okay. It's okay. And these aren't things that you say. You know, people will say these things, you know, I'm good at subtracting and cutting people out of my life. Listen, you're not cutting people out of your life. You're not doing this out of spite and out of hate, or that you can't relate, or you can't have friends. You're doing this because you can't grow with these people. You're doing this because they love the old you. They love the person you were in your 20s, but now you're in your 30s. You can't be that person. They love the person you were in your 30s, but now you're in your 40s. Okay? Or now you need to reinvent yourself. Now you need to go another direction with this. And then you bet on yourself, and then you become what they don't understand. And it's okay. They don't have a place. They no longer hold a place in your life like that. And it's okay. But what they will do is become a spectator. They may end up becoming a fan, or they may become a hater. Who knows what they become? But it's none of your business, because this is your life. This is your one life. Okay, and you're holding on to one wife. And eventually, that woman's gonna come in. You know what she's gonna say? I'm not happy. And then it's the end of your life. Now you gotta reinvent yourself. Okay? You want to control that reinvention of yourself. You don't want to be forced into reinventing yourself, all right? And that's a lot of times women will divorce you and break you up, and then you're forced into reinventing yourself. You want to be ahead of the curve. You want to be ahead of the curve, man. Speaking of curves, man, I'm driving down this street right here. Kobe Bryant, man, he's a rest in peace. He used to live right over here. But I'm going down this big hill, and I'm going to enjoy this Southern California view, all right? I'm going to enjoy this view, take it in, appreciate what I have right in front of me. Sometimes you got to slow down and appreciate what you have. And if you call it a blessing, some of these are blessings, man. I'm going to tell you. I don't take enough opportunities to do this. I'm always on the grind. I'm always trying to figure out how to stay ahead of the curve. But sometimes I got to take in these blessings. Look at this water, man. The water's infinite all the way down to Hawaii, all the way. Look at that Pacific Ocean down there. You can't see it, but I can. And I wish the water was bluer here in California, but it ain't. Until then, we're going to ride in this Porsche. Hey, man, I do this for you guys. I do this for you guys. I don't have to, but I do it for you, because someone out here needs to hear this message. And it is what it is, so I hope you enjoy it. And we're going to be back in here with another video. Out.
Guy with a cold shoulder, you be cool, but I don't know you. Wrote a flower and I'm off the potion, give me superpowers and I won't stop to the bank roll on supermassive. Big bank for the space chatter, way up in a squad NASA. Copperfield with the dark magic, subtle flex when I run a race. Tell these rap buddies eat my dust, Lil Batty after cellular. Talking life and I we set it up, I'm a sharpshooter, yeah, Will Smith, call me Prince Park.